It's supposed to be a survival campaign, but this faction is so strong with this sudden location that almost plays like a regular campaign. Well, you are the warrior there, buddy. We play until turn 101, then it's the next campaign. Okay. Last thing that happened, Vashnar spawned in Magritta, but Iki can handle him. It's a pretty terrifying army. Bunch of chosen, some halberds regular, dark shots with shields, chaos knights, have the cold one dread knights, black dragon, and the reaper bow throwers. Our army should be able to counter that. We have Scamblight tier 4, Magritta tier 4, Marigliano tier 5, and Setosa tier 4. There is an Undercity under Lucini, Tobaro, Bilbali, and Karak Iser. Been using the Warpstone Doom rockets regularly.
Warlock engineer.
I'm going to try to ambush Vashnar here. I don't think it's even. What's the chance? It's actually low rank, 67. Weakening those cavalry units might cause them to lose leadership faster. It's fine. It's fine.
Death missing. You slow things and make them slower. Which kill device to use?
It's a lot of. Eagle Claw is so goddamn powerful. If you put Ruin on him, kind of make it a little bit more overkill, especially with Ruin Workshop. That's why it's better to have the campaign skills, so you know, you get power level on other guys as well. But going unlimited power or the renowned and feared, you know, they're both good choices. I mean, this is the only way. You either go unlimited power with extra character skills, or you go renowned and fear with an extra. I mean, you don't even need an extra battle skill. I mean, not everybody's gonna be running army like this. But why would you run any other army? This army is extremely powerful. For this faction, this gotta be the strongest army of all the Skaven armies since the Forbidden Workshop. And Jurans, thanks for the raid. Welcome everybody. You can go more melee shenanigans with the Warlock Masters, like more Doomflare and more Stonewarming approach with some range. I think because the Ikid is the Ikid is one of those lords which just does harassment well, and he might be actually one of the best at it, due to be able to receive multiple buffs to speed on his Doom Wheel, and he heals while casting annoying magic. They made him a very annoying to deal with. Some of those lords, if you click the buttons right and click them good, there's like no limits.
priest.
You will harass the enemy. Enemy will have to respond, and while they're responding, there's a Jezzails, artillery, and rattling guns. When they get close, obliterating them to pieces.
Warlock of death.
We will try to snipe their range first. 3, 9. We should definitely start immediately by casting Blessed Field. You don't have to have targets for the Plague Rush. You're casting spells to cast Plague Rush. You're casting Plague Rush. So you can give units in this area poison even if they don't need it, but they actually could use it. You can summon the Clanrats here just to stay there, or to go engage the enemy, just to trigger Plague Rush. Every time you cast a spell, every 10 seconds, you will slow down the enemy and remove some of their vigor, to the point where they're gonna get exhausted and deleted by your range as they're coming towards you. Plague Rush is incredibly powerful. It's one of the strongest things the Skaven have. Playing melee, range, or combination of both, it's one of the strongest things they have.
Doom player. Claw on button. Warp lightning. Casting death pain. Quick fast.
The Jezzails delete cavalry, so we don't have to really worry much about their cavalry. But they still have plenty of them there. We need to keep casting spells. Switch those Jezzails on the right side. So Chaos Knight's coming. Some power here. Those Knights might approach. Let's slow them down. The poison to the Jezzails, so they slow it down further. They have poison shot with that buff. Chosen not really care that much about getting short. They'll usually get close to this unless we trigger armor losses. We'll spread damage around. We're definitely gonna have rattling guns fire this time. Okay, we countered the left flank. Armor loss is imminent. We get more poison and Vashner, easy. Shoot that bastard. There's a million DPS in the center. As long as you have room to keep harassing.
My plan! Storm Demon! Now! They will succumb!
Having 96 speed on Wicked Claw is amazing.
Wicked Claw!
There's 3 speed buffs. Evasion, Banner of Swiftness, and the Jetpack.
Move, run!
We need to put the 3rd engineer back in the army. We are losing a little bit of armor right now.
Kill mode! Warp lightning!
I would not put Ikid on the list of top melee experts, top duelists, or top wizards. It has to be a different list for certain lords, like faction effects or the harassment role.
Yes!
And Ikid is one of the best on that list.
No use for this flesh. Spoils pay for destruction.
He's probably on the list of top 5 strongest faction effects. Because he goes with it. He grants you the Forbidden Workshop, the Warpstone Doom Rocket. Top faction effects.
Death contraptions to fund. No use for this flesh.
It definitely has a very powerful firepower army, if not the strongest one in the game. It is probably the strongest one in the game.
Spoils pay
The
for
range army.
destruction. Death
As
contraptions
counter to
fund.
everything, and that amount of harassment is just unreal.
No use for this flesh. Skryre.
And he can get poison as well.
Chief Warlock, Wicked Claw.
That's a pretty strong follower for the Skaven.
More Warpstone. Mother, death, kill. Engineer of Skryre.
I wish Warlock Engineers had the Arcane item, but that might be a little bit too
This
much.
rat is no fool.
It will be too much.
Science, sorcery, death. Back to the
Okay, so much about Vashner, huh?
Warlock engineer. Rats are not content.
So more orcs are coming.
Crashing, assassinating, yes, yes.
We have 3 assassins and 1 army. Yeah, there are 3 assassins, 3 warlock engineers and 1 plague priest. Ooh, look at that.
Horned ones.
80 out of 85. That is gonna be good science here, we'll keep it.
Of betrayal strong.
Hey, Bumblum. Yoo-hoo. Hard to compare stuff like, you know, who's better, Setter or Wicked Claw, because they're different. You can compare Tyrion and Colic, for example. Even a duel between those two. We can't really compare Setter with Wicked Claw. It's totally different. The Doomwheel is harassment, not a melee expert or a damage dealer, which is Cetra. Cetra doesn't do harassment, he kills people. Doomwheel will just harass around with the mobility. He'll be casting spells which can't really defeat whole armies and make the rest of the army do much better. In that regard, Wicked Claw synergizes as well with full firepower army, makes everything work very smoothly. He helps the rest of the army do much better. Well, Cetra is greedy. Cetra will kill everything himself.
No malice detected.
Volkmar is a melee expert, similar to that of Mazdamundi. Wicked Claw is more like Orion, where he uses melee, range, and various abilities to harass the enemy, while the rest of the army is shooting and killing everything.
Call me Death Master. Get here, you scouts. Many kills today. I'll ignore that. Read Warp Scroll. Where are my schematics?
I think this guy will escape. It's not been convenient so far to deal with his armies in the water.
Not in this world or the other.
We met Karak here.
Talk at me in your crude luck.
Any more enemies? Well, there's definitely gonna be more people coming now. Skaven has pretty good magic. The Skaven spells of Plague are amazing. One of the strongest things about the Skaven, the Skaven spells of Plague. This one will just even out the fight to the Skaven quality. This lord doesn't have a single bad spell. And the Plague Priest itself is an amazing hero. You will see more about what's possible with this lore in our next Clan Pestilence campaign. I think it's M28. M28, there you go. So it'll be There'll be a summon plague army.
Dirty Scoven.
Thank Bumblum. Yeah, they're dirty. Ruin has one great spell and everything else is underwhelming. You know, you could cast Crack Skull in a way you would cast the Pendulum, but you don't really need it with the Skaven Artillery, so it's excessive. Because those units just stand there and they're gonna get obliterated by the artillery. This would have been a very good spell in the Ruin lore if the Skaven Artillery was not so overpowered. This is situational, although useful. This is kinda shitty, multiplayer stuff. While Dead Frenzy is situational, wouldn't be as shit if some of the other units made sense to use with it. Like, the best unit I can think of to use this on is Death Runners or the Red Ogres. Scorch is underwhelming, damage is too low, and it requires a lot of skill to actually use right. And the Skithered Lip, you know, it's situational, could be used. While the Warp Lightning is overtuned. Warp Lightning is a very easy spell to use. It's so easy to use, the AI uses it well.
For Skryre.
Albumblam, we just finished with the Dwarf campaign. Death Frenzy on the Hellbent Abominations? Not really, not really. Abomination is a bit underwhelming. You want to use it in a unit that has a lot of entities and armor piercing damage for that attack value. Abomination is just for tanking, you will not do much damage.
Skavenbright's greatest, best inventor.
Should go towards Merigliano.
Scamper, scamper. Engineer of Skryre.
The army is back to full capacity. I guess we need more war fuel, 3 times. That's fine. Let's do this. Hey guys. This campaign has been pretty chill. Some fun battles, just mass murdering with Ikit. So far no threats, but we still have 47 turns to go. And we just got 3 more enemies.
Many kills today.
What do we want next here? Arsenal. We need to build the arsenal on.
What's your battlefield?
Get some bugs here. The bugs that I haven't fixed with Skaven in a long time, and a new one that I have not seen before either. There is a bug on the Skaven Blight. When a settlement takes damage, it actually gets ruined, but it keeps the garrison, and it's a regular way to repair it. It's a very unusual bug. What will this do? You'll have no income, growth, corruption from the Skaven Blight core building, but the walls will be disappear like it's ruined, even if it's slightly damaged. And this means the settlement, the people who attacked it before they damaged it, they could have built siege towers. Settlement that is besieged could get damaged during the siege on the campaign map, and they could enter the battlefield with a lot of siege towers, which they cannot use. It looks like a bug fest. How does 10 times chaos work with Skaven? Oh god. Hopefully no 10 times chaos with Clan Pestilence. I just remembered not here.
Kill devices need tests up.
Skaven have serious firepower. They bully chaos. Chapter objectives. Most of them are not balanced well, so I ignore this thing. Pretend doesn't even exist. Imagine M28 with 10 times chaos. I'm totally doing that campaign next month when all those gifted subs expire.
Eat them like soup. Poison blade.
It is forbidden.
Greetings on behalf of the
Empire.
Where are my schematics? To under Empire. No, no. Silent killer. Yes, yes.
Yes, yes, and
Move tails.
wrecked! Wrecked!
Make them slower.
Have you seen that shit? It's the best result from assault units.
Carnage.
Here's additional 50%. Look at the damage. They can resist it, or this is the best result. In Rome 2, you could actually do double that with a max agent in the past. They removed it from the game. Assault units is very good against the invaders. But the garrisons, you can defend the settlements easy. Easier. It's not a guarantee, because you know it's RNG. You can fail, and even if you succeed, it doesn't guarantee they will do a lot of damage. They can resist. The higher tier armies resist more than the lower tier armies. Like it's perfect to use against like a tier 2 or 3 army. Tier 2 or 3. Anything over 3, they could resist quite a bit, especially with large units. This campaign is pretty chill. Gonna be short. We could probably finish it like within 6 hours, depending how much trouble we get towards the end. We just have to survive until turn 101, and that's the goal of the campaign. We are then moving on to the next campaign, which is special Avalon campaign. A special on, and also I'll probably have Chaos 2. So if you haven't voted how much Chaos you want to see, there is a poll in the next command. If the 600 command is met. In probably later today or tomorrow, we might actually be playing some Gladius. It's getting a new DLC, and somebody might request Outer Worlds. I am not gonna be really playing it of my own, you know, desire. But if somebody wants to request it, I'll gladly play it. Otherwise, I'm gonna play it a year later on Steam.
Enemies trapped.
Can we get 10 times Chaos on Gladius? Well, that can be done. That can be done. Who knows? Maybe Roman requests Outer Worlds. He has some interest into it. I would like to say that if I have to use Epic, that you know, it was user requested, not of my own volition. Loden Skryre tier 3 unit, tier 2 and tier 3. Loden Skryre tier 2. The shielded ones are tier 3.
Storm demon. on Skryre!
Resisted ambush, that sucks.
Weaklings that
So it looks like 30%. We don't have ambusher to the skill. Wow, I totally forgot about it.
limbs will fly.
We have a plus 35% and he resisted. And he's a rank 2, that's really unlikely. The only way they resist it if they have ambush defense, which is usually high on the Empire or the Wood Elves. We're missing 5% from the ambusher.
Who killed? It's a contract, the assassin. Assassin.
62, 66.
They killed the assassin.
I didn't get. I guess it's next to me. How scary it would be if this guy can actually land early. That would be terrifying.
Assassin in. Yes, yes, unlock gates. Assassin rules the
So there are quite a bit of enemies in this area here. We keep Estalians and Italians here on purpose, and we don't really care about the Bretonians. It's a good thing the Broken Nose is still here, otherwise we would have gotten attacked by the dwarves from Karakaiser. Well, Bacon Ninja, I can still recruit higher tier units, but if people use Desertion, Special Donation option, I'm gonna have to disband all of them. So, a reasonable thing to do would be to split armies with tier 1 and higher tier units. Because if I just go higher tier and they use Desertion, I have to disband everything. So it's a little bit tricky, you know, it's gonna be unpredictable. I'm pushed to use tier 1, but I can still use a higher tier, but if they use Desertion, it gets all disbanded. And then there is other special, you know, things that could happen. Mass treachery, wars, you know, with fellow high elves, and then the chaos is imminent, you know, as well. It's gonna be a lovely challenge campaign. Yeah, the tier 1 units of the high elves are pretty good. My favorite battlefield. Yes, yes.
Play claw catapult.
3 on the left, 3 on the right.
Play claw.
Put them in guard mode. We'll have all 3 warlock engineers in the center. They are here for the ballistic calibration to increase the accuracy and reload skill on the artillery. In front of that, we have the Gatling guns. The Rattling guns, if they get closer, that's a serious firepower. And from the sides, the Giselles are sniping everything, starting with the large units and the characters. Their fire and accuracy in the Giselles destroys everything. The only limit is ammunition, which we have extra because 3 engineers. While this is all happening, our Plague Priest is casting spells. to cause the Plague Rash to slow down the enemy. Speed, vigor. And Ikit Claw and Doom Flares do disruption here.
For the famine time. Blade claw catapult. What? Wicked claw. Claw on button. Skryre, race.
Have poison on him now as well. We have also 27% increased range. The second piece wearing the flares. Having one flare is okay, but you don't really have to. Second priest could be more useful. Because you can keep up the Plague Rash nearly all the time. And most importantly, get enough power to do so. Nice to have 50 attack on Doom Will. We can put anything instead of the Doom Flare. We definitely need 2 Warp Lightning Cannons, but not really in the first phase of the game. In the early game we don't need Warp Lightning Cannons. The Giselles do the job almost as good. Rattling guns don't see much action. The enemy doesn't get close, but if they get close, there are battle line. Bunch of suppression Gatling guns, which do tens of thousands of damage to anything close.
Spoils pay for destruction.
Hey, Bear.
Many inventions I have.
Oh my god, there's a huge spider on my wall. Got him. That bugger was annoying me for the last 3 days. Every time I would try to get him, he would escape under the table.
Chief Warlock, Wicked Claw.
Spiders are friends? Well, not this one. This one might be poisonous. It's the one that has the big thing on the back, like it's carrying, you know, things in him. It's not that the thin one, it's a thick one. No, I'm not talking about the legs.
More warpstone. Now, now! Silent killer, yes, yes. Night runner. Warp lightning! Don't cross wires!
Oh, look at that, Nest port. The orcs paid for it.
Sigma forbids
Ho
this.
ho ho! Where are you going with that, friend? I have a window open quite a bit during the night, so all kinds of, you know, things enter my room. Usually spiders. Sometimes I find a centipede. But I'm aware of my surroundings, so I see them if they're crawling on the wall. My left side used to be stained so much of the from all the things that died on it, but these days I have a different way to get rid of them, so I don't have to stain the walls.
Storm Demon!
I have a huge stain above my bed. It was a big spider, the biggest one I've seen. I used you know, like a notebook, one of those, you know, paper where you take notes with, you know, paper, and I just bam on the wall, and it got squashed. The juices from the spider went out. It almost like I draw him on the wall. You can see all the legs and the body. Like 7 years later, still on the wall. Like I painted him there. It looked nice, I didn't want to get rid of it. It's almost like somebody drew a spider there. I think I made a picture somewhere, hold on. Hold on, there's a picture somewhere about this one. It's like a Shadow of Man nuclear blast. Yeah, exactly, that was fine. Why is Imager not working? Looks like I might have gotten rid of it. Somebody asked, I forgot to answer, why am I not playing Three Kingdoms? I'm not interested in Three Kingdoms. It looks like I have no replayability and just a waste of time to try to learn to play it. Notes, pictures. I must have deleted the picture. And I made the picture with my phone. It's basically, you can actually see him. I can see the, you know, the part of the body still from even from here. We definitely use a fresh paint of fresh paint on the wall for sure. It has been painted over 20 years. I'm gonna miss my spider kills on the wall. It's part of the wall. I just really couldn't be bothered really. Painting the wall when I still have to replace the window. I think the buildings actually cancelled it, that they're not gonna replace the windows to this other building yet. But everything's been connected to that. Replacing the window, getting the new wiring for the electricity, getting the air conditioning, and then painting the room. It's like everything is, you know, tied together.
Now, ready now.
And nothing gets done because of one thing.
Warp yourselves.
One are distant, so they don't really get close. I just said it, Bear. I just said it. If I was happy with the CA last year around June, I would have played it for sure. But it's a sign of protest, and I don't really care about that game. People could have requested it, nobody can request it, so you see the people don't even care about it. My viewers don't care about it who actually support the channel financially. Why should I care about it?
Now, quick, go, run, go! Go, player! Yes, 13, yes! Claw on button! Quick, fast!
I watched maybe 1,000 hours of it on various videos, but most of the Ramba TV.
Quick mode!
And gotta say, it looks a little boring, especially the battles. As usual, they don't really know how to make good battles in historical wars. They make them too fast because of the shitty multiplayer. The last Total War that had, Total War that had good battles without the mods was the Medieval 2. Even the overpraised Shogun 2 had battles that could end in under 2 minutes. Because everything dies so fast. They just can't really make proper battles in historical wars since Medieval 2. We just have to rely on mods to make it playable. It's funny how they did a really good job with Warhammer 1 and Warhammer 2, but still failing at historical wars. The battles are more realistic in Warhammer than historical wars. It's like they do it on purpose, so you know, to make every total war feel a bit different. It's almost like some kind of stupid policy, so they don't all feel the same in a different setting. Something is broken in every total war. It's a really shitty design. The mods do save a lot of historical wars, though. You know, they can make battles tactical, and they're making a real-time tactics game. They have to make battles, you know, fast action ones, because it's multiplayer. And they only have a large scale for multiplayer, you know. And they're trying to balance everything so it's convenient. And because of this, the battle duration battles suffer a lot in historical wars. The chance to hit and base chance to hit, minimal chance to hit, and maximal chance to hit has never been better in Warhammer 2. It got even lowered from Warhammer 1 to make the battles longer, but it's still in historical wars. It's still too high. People are getting killed without even attack animations. How fast the casualties can happen. The base chance to hit and the maximal hit chance to hit has to be adjusted. And even when they adjust it properly, they still fail at the range start of the game as well. It has to be put a lot of effort to make battles last 2 minutes longer. They did a good job between Warhammer 1 and Warhammer 2. But you know, this is not the same team that is doing historical games. People who are doing historical games in CA have no idea what they're doing. Might as well be making multiplayer games instead. Battle-wise.
No devastation like Icked's devastation. Yes, yes. Death contractions to fund. Skryre! Chief Warlock, Icket Claw! Attack! Attack!
I have a lot of Cav here, so Giselle will do nicely here. Same battlefield now.
What orders? Council's command! Guide us onward! Clan pestilence! Spread pestilence! Ready? Channeled. Ready, ready. Council's command!
I think they can't really adjust the proper battle time in these total wars, because the people who are doing them really suck at the metagame. But it's common with pretty much all developers.
What orders? Move! Run, chase! Warpstone magic! No tail!
a lot of knights coming from this side. We should try to pin some.
Oh God!
Warp Lightning destroys cavalry.
Scatter!
We can go defense, so when I'm about to get hit.
Way, way! Hail to win! Warp lightning! Epic claw! Kill sequence! Casting death pain! Infernal weapons!
Doing too fast. Should have let the cavalry get to the left side. That's not good. That nuke might have been a little bit overkill.
Victory!
Hammer Cross.
No threat of a challenge. This rat is no fool. There are lab rats with more loyalty.
Love rats with more
Knows
loyalty.
who his boss is. Don't crossfire! Storm demon! Shooting on death targets. Engineer of Skryre.
5 cav units, huh?
Much suffering pain to be had. Attack! Attack! Murder! Death!
And nuke is never overkill, it's always just the right amount of kill. We all have fallout as well when the nuke hits. Because some units do survive. We still haven't got an additional nuke with 25% chance upgrade. Let's do with a little bit faster deployment here.
Rattling gun! Warplock gets out! Warlock engineer! Doomflayer! Pan! For Clan! What? For the famine tide! Warplock gets out! Spell casting!
Give it Giselle's poison. Well, firing owl. Chosen are missing like 30 missile resistance, and resistances should matter in balance of power and auto resolve. They just don't.
Scamper forward!
But the thing that it's Avalon with special on.
Victory!
Special campaigns can be harder than the Deathwish campaigns. So you have to keep that in mind too.
Use for this flesh. Move, move! Scary spawn fools! No malice detected. This rat is no fool. Skaven Blight, seen many, many worse. Flay and slay.
Less RNG! This shit is broken. 25% chance. 25%. It's 2.5% chance.
Clan Eshin, assassinin. Yes, unlock the gates. Ready to kill. Sneak in, open gates.
I don't think they ever procced for me. We have to go around. Okay. Exploit criminals could make things a little bit cheaper, but we don't have issues with money. % more movement range.
Eshin rules the night.
Forty-four turns to go. What is shit wizard link? Oh god. This is the proof the developers don't even play their games. Chosen! 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 Terminators. Slightly above peasants. Auto resolve this, you probably lose 4% of the army.
All things fear us. Chief Warlock, Icket Claw.
3.
Skryre.
There's a bit of downtime going on. She's on the siege on.
I will not obey.
Seek target.
No!
Unseen killer. Kill their scouts.
You see this? A tier army just resisted assault units. I love how they did assault units in Warhammer. They totally learned from the Rome 2 bullshit.
Murder job.
I refuse.
Test subjects. Warlock engineer. Now forward, now.
I consider Tomb Kings to be the best DLC they released. Should be the standard for all DLCs.
Many kills today. Rakatator.
Just trash here. The Vampire Coast is, I have to say, it's average. It's not great, not terrible. Here we go again. It's average. Silostra, Legend Lord they created, the CA Lord, they added to the game. It's a lot of fun. Luther Harkon is also a lot of fun. Noctilus is good too, but it's what's her name? The Arnessa Salt Spite. It just makes my whole body cringe. How little effort they put in their faction. What I like about the Tomb Kings, what I didn't like. It's like everything's amazing, but the best things about the Tomb Kings, the whole faction atmosphere, the desert, the soundtracks, the unit voices, hero voices, character voices, Cetra with a caps lock, Cetra, the soundtracks, did I mention the soundtracks? And the whole team. Totally unique faction. The way they play, it's totally unique to any other faction as well. The way they unlock technologies, aka dynasties, and the mortuary cult, which was also, you know, a reason why we got the Dwarf Forge as well. It's like Tomb King's a must buy.
Not doing it. My technocracy.
Absolutely not.
I will not.
Warp lightning. Murder, death, kill. Switch needs recharge. More warpstone. Now. Icket Claw, So it will. Many kills today.
Those guys are kind of stuck between two bad spots. Between the Clanang and us.
Call me Death Master. Set caltrops, yes. Icket Claw.
There's literally nothing unique about the Pirates Certosa. They just have a different starting location, which, you know, is the only reason they exist. Literally nothing unique. They should have added two different Certosan units and their own voice lines. Not one with the laser out with the copy pasta.
Now,
Choo. Oh boy.
you are not welcome in my court.
Kao Franz, numero uno.
See, no place for rats.
Oh, another 41 turns.
And the next Death Master.
My lady will not allow it.
Clan etching, assassinating. Assassin! Kill the scouts! Clan Ashen assassinate. No threat of a challenge. Slow things, slower.
No.
Kill contraptions!
See what I do about this.
Weaklings detected.
In a very good spot here.
And good something to kill. Invader things attack.
Totally blowing up Karakaiser. This might upset the balance of power in the area, but the orcs are still alive. Can they eradicate Skaven cities under the settlements? Yes, they can. But I'm building them carefully so it minimizes the chances. Finally, the tunnels have spread from Bilbali to Castle Carcassonne. We have to build the deeper tunnels and upgrade this as well. Get some more money here.
Sigmar forbids this.
Forbids this.
Clan Skryre! Mass destruction!
Tilly and Estali are pretty much supermarkets in our empire, where we get food and money. We don't even pay for it. It's excellent for the Lord number 2, 3, 4, 5, but not in this campaign. So it's just, you know, decent.
War blades charged!
A bit trees in the way, but should be fine. It was a little closer, but not needed.
What? Blade claw catapult! War systems on! Scamper forward! Scamper! Run, chase!
wrong.
Oh my god. Have you seen that shit?
We serve.
Holy shit.
At once.
What the hell?
They're perforting you.
Skryre, race. Lasting death pays. Epic claw. Warlock of death. Move tail. Kill that. Steven Span. Storm Demon. Now. Epic claw. Ready, ready. Three. Yes, yes. Quick, fast. Warm lightning. Epic claw.
You can definitely notice how battlefields that have obstacles in the way, the enemy gets closer. Definitely closer to notice these things.
Rattling gun. Kill time. Epic claw. Warpstone magic. Wield the winds. No devastation like Icked's devastation. Yes, yes. Destruct sequence countdown.
Absolutely not. I'll ignore that.
Chief Warlock, Icked Claw.
Should go make sure they don't attack the scale blade again. Usually a second army would be doing this area here. A second army will be doing these things.
Lord,
They're doing it over
only
the
the Grail companions of...
Clan Eshin, assassinating.
How dare you?
Thief in the divination. Cantrops, yes, yes. Knows who his boss is. Clan Eshin assassinating. Kill their scouts.
Failing 70 or something percent. Huh?
This rat is no fool. Skavenbright's greatest, best inventor.
Yeah, it's my only army. I could get another one, but
Needs errands to prove his
not really
worth.
need it.
Time to eat. Lead.
This campaign is unique as you just have to survive for 100 turns while war with everybody. So you play it a little bit differently. Otherwise an army could be just doing circles here, getting ultra powerful while getting better loot. and Ikid will be doing the expanding. And then the third army doing circles around all these territories. I like it is doing all the major faction killing.
What do you offer? Things for burn fuel in my warp forges?
Stream tomorrow will probably start around midnight. Between midnight and 1 in the morning. So about 19 hours from now. This campaign is just pretty chill. Getting some nukes, some firepower, and waiting to turn 101. We made enough progress that we can't lose this anymore. But you never know. Towards the end, there's usually a lot of stuff can come. The last 10 turns, because it's getting to that point where we're getting overwhelmed without a good spot. Another 39 turns. Okay, boys, we're gonna save it here, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Literally tomorrow. In about 18-19 hours.